Anyways, I'm going to commentate this game. I haven't done a commentary in quite a long time. So this is a PugChamp game with a bunch of invite players and Rocket King. You got Phorofor versus Rocket King on the medic battle. Phorofor used to play an invite. Rocket God has never played an invite. So this is a good matchup here. And the reason I'm watching Phorofor is because he's pretty good at the game. So it looks like he's kind of standing out by the point a little bit. Soldier bombs him. Good surf. Good surf. Good surf. It's a little laggy. Not gonna lie. Also, isn't there a command to make the demo FOV less? But I'll just do view model FOV 90. Maybe it'll look better. Yeah, it still looks pretty weird, but yeah, it looks a little better. Anyways, since Rocket died on mid and 404 has full Uber advantage, they're just gonna roll it into last. And it's all credit to 404's mid where he's surfed away from that soldier. He's gonna keep that Uber. I like how he's looking behind him there. He saw that soldier coming in, so he saw that from a mile away. They're gonna pop in onto scout demo. And notice how he's following the scout. That's really, really critical. It's definitely more important to Uber your scout than it is to Uber your demo man on last. But he kept both of them Ubered. That's a clean round. Yeah, really good round there by 404. The player models are kind of weird. He looks invisible to me. That's kind of weird. Anyways, next mid fight. You notice that like 404 didn't go either side. He just kind of played in the middle. It's kind of interesting. I don't do that very much in my games, but he kind of just see how it kind of just stands a little bit to the right, but he's basically playing the point. Misses the arrow, soldier dies. They're still in it since Law Guy's about to die. Okay. It's close, but Blue's technically losing this mid, so he should think about leaving soon. Yeah, and he's gonna get out. Wow. It's crazy, like, I don't understand what 404 is doing that's so different from my own gameplay, but like, it feels like he's not getting shot at as much. Wow, really good damage coming in from Cap. So much damage. Oh, they're gonna kill Rocket. Oh, poor guy. They were close to getting Uber. He didn't get it. I don't know exactly what percentage Rocket was at. I wasn't watching because I was watching the damage come in. But it's gonna be the same exact thing that we just saw last round. Since Rocket died so late, 404's got, you know, such a large Uber advantage push coming in here. Unfortunate that Cap dies. A really good pick from Law Guy, because typically the Ubers nowadays are like Pocket Scout Demo Man is the Uber. So with the Demo Man being dead, they're going to have to go for one of the old-fashioned Pocket Soldier Scout Ubers. Pocket Soldier Scout Ubers. This is kind of bad form. You typically don't see the medic walk in front of everybody like that. So don't try this at home, kids. Yeah, he's like base checking shutter door. Not advisable. Another good round there by 404. Really good. Kind of watching the masterclass here. He's playing up against, you know, high-level soldiers in May and Yite. And he's doing a great job of surviving on these mids. I'm going to watch his positioning again. He's been doing the same thing twice in a row. He's probably going to do the same thing a third time in a row. Yeah, he's kind of laggy, but okay, now he's playing towards Rock this time. So he's really just very focused on healing the Demo Man. That's what he's primarily thinking about. Soldier jump comes in, gets him. See, I liked his other positioning more than I like this one. See, in his other positioning, he stood like here, and that gives him more space to like go any direction. When he stands over here by the wall, there's not as many options, and you can't really see the soldier that comes in from over here. So the soldier bombs him. He can't see it as well, and he just kind of like, he hits like a mess surf over here and dies to it. So anyways, good job by Rocket. Rocket King is going to keep his 100% Uber advantage, and let's see how 404 deals with that. So now the shoe is on the other foot, and Phorofor is gonna have to get out there with no Uber against Rocket King's Uber. So he's playing by rollout. This is a very standard location to stand. It's very, very safe because it's on high ground and it's far back away from the choke. So you see right when he gets pressured, he just walks back into last. That's exactly what you do. Unfortunately, they are gonna bleed Ashe here. You hate to see it because now they're gonna be down in numbers as the red team pushes into last. And Phorofor is nowhere near getting Uber, so this should be a red round. He's hugging that left side and not a lot of pressure onto Phorofor. He's doing a great job surviving. 3v6 though, not going to happen. All right. That's good. You know, when I think about my own last holds, I tend to die a lot of the time. And I appreciate that 404 stays alive for so long. That's definitely helpful, especially if you do manage to recover, being able to push out a last point with that Uber advantage. He would have had like, what, 70% Uber advantage? All right. Let's see what mid he decides to go for. Is he hugging that left side again by the rock? I'd like to see him go back to what he did the first two mids, which is kind of towards the right side-ish, but he's trying to make this left side rock thing really work, and you can see the blue team is playing a very passive middle. It's not that great for them because they're giving up a lot of map control. Because when you play back by your own choke point, you give up control over the 2 health packs. And so the red team has a 2 health pack advantage, can push you into some bad situations. Looks like blue retreated. It's a tactical retreat. They get some kills doing that, and they're going to come back in with the Uber. He drops his demo man. That's a bad look. And red team's going to flash a lot, but with Cap being dead, there's nothing blue can do here. And that was an unfortunate mistake from 404. He had his demo man right next to him, and he dropped him. Good surf. Good surf again. Wow. 404 putting my surfs to shame. His surfs were insane right there. He surfed twice. I don't think he deserved that, but he earned it. Even Ubers now, since the exchange happened on the choke point, and Cap is going to respawn, but they're down numbers still, and the red team is working their way into the point. And so you can see that 404 is playing from a bad spot. He's playing from the low ground. What's good about playing by the shutter door is that the spire blocks a lot of the spam, but you're on low ground, so that's the difference. But you can walk up to the spire like what he's doing here. It's a really great spot to play what I call behind spire, where you're able to heal the right side like he's healing Cap, and he's also able to look up and heal the point. So this spot is a safe spot. I like the spot right here a lot more than I like playing by the shutter, and since they have the numbers, they could push up to that spot, which is much more stable. Even Ubers, and they have a pick onto the soldier, so they want to work their way into mid. They just killed Skis as well, so May's going to be respawning, rolling back his win. Looks like that's a counter sack there, so Blue's going to retreat. And they did force Rocket in that force, so that's why they retreated. Okay, I didn't see that. Uber's going to come back in. Now you see, look at that Uber. It was on scout demo. That's what you want to see, but they brought their pocket soldier in as well. And they didn't get as much done. I'm not a huge fan of bringing the pocket soldier in on those Ubers, and I'm especially not happy with how red team was able to get 2 players behind him on the Uber, so they weren't able to take middle. It was a really great job by the red team to get behind the Uber and pull the Uber back to second point. Nothing 404 could have done about that, but really well played by red. Really great survivability from 404 on the second point there. I just want to point that out. And Rocket King, okay, even Uber's here. So they're trying to get this mid back. The longer this fight goes, the better it is for red, because red has forward spawns coming in. Good pick on the Cookie Jake, but Cap is super hurt. They arrow him up. They have a man advantage and even Ubers. So Blue's going to stand point. This is good. Nice. Wow, really great job by the blue team there. I really didn't expect them to be able to take that back, but yeah, really well played. Okay. Wow, they keep forcing Rocket. There's nothing 404 is doing here that's incredible about this, but blue team in general is just able to force Rocket. Got a lot easier than red's able to force 404. You can see with these bombs, because they're not able to get 404, they're focusing other top targets instead. The red team is shooting the scouts, they're shooting the demo man, and this is exactly what the blue team wants to happen. Because if you make yourself a hard target to hit as the medic, then... sorry, my game's lagging. But if you make yourself a hard target to hit on medic, then they're not going to shoot at you as much. And they really respect Phorofor. They're not shooting him that much. Uber comes in. We were lagged out during that, so I'm sorry about that. But it looked like the Uber wasn't that good. I wish we weren't lagging so we could see what happened. But it looks like it wasn't that great of an Uber. Alright. Oh, wow. Really great arrow from 404. Okay. Rocket King has Uber advantage. So, red team. Ooh, they get that pick onto high five. So, 404's playing by the choke. This is exactly what you want to see. He's trying to contest it. It's kind of risky. I'm not a big fan of that, but he was trying to just hold on to it as long as possible. He's trying to stall that second point. That's another one of those don't try this at home kind of plays, because I feel like 4-4's game sense is just really good, so he was able to stay in there. Like, I feel like if I tried to do that, I would have definitely gotten picked off. But the way 4-4 played that was just beautiful. He was able to like stay in the second point as long as possible, and because he delayed them for so long, he's able to get his own middle Uber. Sorry, he's able to get his own Uber for middle. And I feel like if it was me, red team would have just rolled the Uber into mid. But yeah, 4-4 able to get the Uber here. That's really, really clutch. So they go for a 2-man sacrifice. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it does work. Red team should be at least counter-sacking into middle. Yes, they throw their soldier in. Demo man starts peeking to try and help. There's another soldier coming in behind. Red team's sacrifices are coming a little bit late, and there's an Uber from Rocket. It's a very, very bad Uber. You can see just the difference in between the skill levels of the two medics here. Rocket's Ubers are not as effective as 404's here. So 404 is going to walk it back in through choke with full advantage. And I love the way he's baiting. This is what I call the mega bait. It's when you let everybody else in your team run through the choke before you so you don't get forced. And he mega baited perfectly. They take 2 for free. They pop in the left side. Again, Scout Demo is the Uber in the current metagame. He catches his demo on the right side. Oh, that's beautiful. Nobody dies at all. Oh, here come the deaths. Oh, it's falling apart. But I don't think 4-4 did anything wrong. Like, they popped pretty early on the doors, and they ran all the way to right side, and they got Rocket God. But, yeah, I feel like maybe the blue team just messed up a little bit. And it wasn't... I don't really see it as 4-4's fault. I feel like he executed the Uber pretty well. I couldn't have asked for much more from that Uber. So looks like even Uber is here, but there's no soldiers alive for the blue team. So you see how far back 4-4 is playing. That's really smart, and it's a great trade by Ash to kill Mei. Anytime you can get trades like that is a good thing, because on the middle, you have number advantage with those forward spawns coming in. So good play by Ash. It stalls them too, so it gives 4-4 more time to build an Uber. And you can see 4-4, it was even Ubers a second ago, but 4-4 has worked himself into a 10% Uber advantage somehow by building on his scout. So now he's playing in that same spot. It's almost like a mid-fight. Like, think of it like a mid-fight here. He's playing on that left side rock, so he really finds that spot very comfortable. Soldier Bomb comes in, he face blocks him on the pack, and goes back for a health pack. It's kind of a conservative play. I'm not a big fan. I don't know why he went back for that health pack when... You know, it's only Skis and Rocket God alive. It's not like there's a soldier alive. If there's a soldier alive, I kind of understand it because there could be a sacrifice play. But as a scout, it's really hard to do a sacrifice play on this map. And I think he walked too slowly. I think blue team could have rolled into last if 4-4 didn't go for that health pack. Like, I think blue team could have been in last, forcing Rocket God. But instead... Red team was up 6 players, so it's not a massive mistake because the blue team is still going to get 4th point, but they're going to get 4th point either way. I just disagree with how conservative that play was from 404. All right, Sack's going to come in from the red team. That's a 2-man, and that is acceptable. If the blue team here does a 1-man, then the red team can do a 2-man in response. It is an acceptable play. Certain teams may or may not go for that, but you will see it from time to time. And... okay. So, more sacrifice plays going on. Hi-Fi's gonna die. And you notice the way 404 plays that is that he's kind of playing lower lobby, but he never really commits his body, which I think is great, because there can be counter-attacks jumping into lobby and forcing you, and he never really jumped in, which is good. Also, 404 has really good crossbow aim. I'm very impressed with his crossbow aim. He doesn't really miss that much. It's good. All right, so they have a number advantage here with skis being dead, so they're going to go for an Uber exchange maybe. Yeah, they started peeking their scout demo as if they wanted to do that. And why does Rocket God pop? That was questionable. Oh, maybe Soapy bombed in? That was questionable from me, but yeah, like blue team was able to get a force on Rocket without even using Uber, without even losing a single player. And that just gives this full Uber advantage push into last from blue. They get the pick on Yite. Mesa respawn, so it's going to be 5 versus 6. And they're healing back up. I love the way they're playing the slow against the... There was a sentry gun there, but the sentry gun's down. They're just hugging that left side and balling up as a group and playing the frags. With that 6 versus 5 power play, they're able to just work that into another pick. So they keep that number advantage, and then they get to the point. It's nice. It's very, very nice. I love that. I love that play from the blue team. It's like... A lot of times when you pop Uber advantage, it feels like you have to go for the medic, but that's not true. They popped the Uber in and they didn't go for Rocket King. They went for a soldier instead. And then they used that 6 versus 5 to work themselves into a 4 versus 3, which lets them cap the point. So it's really, really nicely played. So the score now 3-1. And Phorofor is spending a lot of time shooting arrows at the enemy choke point. I apologize for the lag here. Completely out of my control with this Source TV. But yeah, like, I don't know if that's the right play to spend so much time shooting crossbows in the choke point. I think he hit 1 or 2 of them, but I think that's part of the reason why they lost this mid. There's like deep sacrifice plays from the blue team, and 4-4 didn't commit his body to it. He's just kind of standing back and crossbowing. Kind of would have liked to see blue team play that differently, but I don't know how much of that was in 4-4's control. Because like when your team goes deep bomb like that, you don't really want to follow them in, because if they die, which is what exactly happened, you know, you're overcommitting your bodies. So he's kind of standing back at his choke and crossbowing. I think it's a smart, safe play. Okay, so Cap is hurt. Okay, there he is. High five died. And they get a kill onto Yite. Okay, so good individual plays coming in from the blue team. Some 1v1 trades. Some sacrifices and counter sacrifices. And as the medic in the situation, you just want to be buffing everybody up, staying back, not leaving yourself open to any opportunity to get forced. And here comes the jump in. Like, they really respect Phorofor because they didn't go for him at all. They went for the demo man and they get the kill there, which is actually very solid. But another bad Uber from Rocket King. He's just been having such a hard time this game. They popped the Uber against the sniper. Pretty conservative, but it is going to allow them to retake mid. And if they get another kill, which they do, they can keep it rolling in. So yeah, 4-4 just playing it safe. And that's something I could learn. That's crazy, that market gardener right there. That's something I can learn from, because like for me, I tend to get really greedy with my Ubers, and I don't pop, you know. And I think like he saw the sniper, he popped it, and he would have taken mid back if not for that insane market gardener play. That was nuts. If it wasn't for that, blue team would have had middle, they would have had numbers, they could roll it to 4th. So I think 4-4 played it really, really well. But it's just that, you know, sometimes you just get outplayed and there's nothing you can do about it. I feel like that was a really sick market gardener. So they're going to lose a player here on the dry push. Plus, Rocket King has a 50% Uber advantage after the med pick. Oh my god, they're just going to full-on YOLO it with number disadvantage. I do not agree with this at all. This is a terrible play. It's all going south. Red team just rolling on through. Just way too much confidence from the blue team. And that was awful. That was terrible. I mean, they had no reason to do that. Ash was dead. It was a 5 versus 6. 50% Uber advantage for Rocket King. And they just YOLO'd it. And yeah, they got punished for it. And really well done there by the red team. So Rocket is going to... He popped Uber, so he's not going to have a large Uber advantage here. Maybe like 15% or so. So looks like it's just a straight up dry push. And blue team is just so overconfident right now. They're just like, hey man, these Rocket King Ubers have been so bad. And they just keep YOLOing these dry pushes. It's typically not what you would expect from an even... Ooh, we almost died. That's typically not what you would expect from an even fight. But yeah, blue team's just so confident right now with that 3-1 lead. 4-4 is dodging. Again, the server's so laggy. Like, I can't really tell how he was about to die. But he somehow escaped out of that situation. If I was watching this on YouTube, I would rewind and and watch that situation back because he was down to like 15 health. Anyways, small Uber advantage for Rocket King, but I don't think the blue team seems that concerned. They're gonna try and get Uber here, but here comes the pop from Rocket. Backing out of door 1. This is the shutter door. Really nice rotation, and then they're gonna pop their Uber right back in. I love this. This is beautiful, you know? This is so good, so good. Oh, he gets caught. He put his back to this wall right here, and he gets caught right up against the wall when was it May jumps in? Or was it Yite? I can't tell. But it was I could look it up. May killed him. Yeah, it was good. I think the Uber itself was beautiful. You know, it was like 85%. They backed out of door 1, clean rotation. Coming out of door 2 with scout demo, it was a really great rotation. Yeah, it was just everything was going right except for that last part where that sack came in. And anyways. Another dry fight here. May's dead. Ski's very hurt. So blue team wants to go. It just surprises me how many of these dry fights blue team is taking. I mean, the teams don't look that imbalanced to me. Maybe it's just med diff kind of thing, and they're just gonna go in on that. But yeah, red team's having a hard time. Crits Creed comes in. Oh my goodness. Phorofor looking just as surprised as I am. How does he dodge all that, man? He's credible. Okay, they pop through the crit stickies. I don't know if I agree with that. Oh, but they catch Rocket anyways. Oh man, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, they could have just cleared the stickies and then captured second point for free, and then take the Uber advantage into last point. That's how I would have played it. But they just pop straight through and catch Rocket with his pants down. Okay. Man, this is just like classic pugs, you know, just like chaos. There's not much commentary I can add here because I feel like the scout came off the flank. 4-4 just did his best to survive. Looks like they're gonna get that cap. Yeah, I think it just seems like the blue team has better picks in terms of this pug. I wouldn't have expected it. Like, these teams look balanced to me except for the medics. But yeah, it seems like the blue team is able to just dry fight a lot of these, and get wins off of that. All right. Blue team is just straight up going full on aggressive at the enemy choke point. I mean, that is the level of confidence we're dealing with right here on the blue team. Like, the pugs started out with basic even strategies, but the blue team is just like no respect for the red team. It's full on charging. I have no idea where Maya came from, but that was a nice bomb. I feel like there's a scout capturing point that might have been able to call that. Like, did it come out of IT or something? Because that scout should have seen it. Maybe it came out of sewers. If I'm 4-4, I'm feeling a little bit unlucky there. I mean, like, I think when you're standing in that choke point, there's not a lot of places that you can rocket surf to because you're in a confined area. But, I mean, you would have to be doing a lot of player tracking if you wanted to know that May could have bombed you. It's a level of awareness that most medics, even at this level, wouldn't have. I love the way he's playing here against the Uber ad from Rocket King. He's just so safe, you know? And also, it's really important for you lower level medics out there to know that you need to play with a scout in that situation, because the scout in the current metagame, unless you're European, with the scout speed taken away, but in the current metagame, it's so important to play with your scout and have the extra movement speed from scout. So whenever you're at Uber disadvantage, make sure you know where your nearby scout is to run you out of that. He's playing this choke point really well, like dodging spam. I think it's underrated how important it is for a medic in these situations to take no damage. If he takes 1 point of damage, like one rocket down to like 80 health, then it's so much easier for the enemy team to bomb him and get a kill, or at least, you know, force him. So the fact that he's able to dodge all of this spam in those choke point fights is super important. That's something that I need to work on too in my own gameplay, because I tend to like, maybe I'll eat a roller here or there, or maybe I'll eat the corner of a splash rocket and take 30 health damage. It's like no, not at all. Like Phorofor is just full health the entire time. It's really, really good. Soldier Bomb comes in behind him. Again, look, because he's full health, the soldier doesn't even like challenge him really. If he gets dinged down to like 120, it's just a complete different conversation. Like he's down to 66, so he's in a lot of trouble right now. Soldier Bomb's gonna come in. Oh, he makes it out. Nice. I was like half expecting a Soldier Bomb to come in over the top of that battlements area and kill him. All right, 60% of rear advantage for 404. They're gonna try and bring it back into choke. Again, that team DM coming into play once again, because oh man, he's even good at hitting arrows on the enemy players, man. He's like arrowing soldiers off of the crates. Like, that's nuts. Big Uber advantage. He's grouped with his scout demo. These Uber pops come very, very early compared to what I'm used to. I need to get on that. Like, I usually like milk it to the last second, like when I'm right on the enemy door before I pop the Uber. But they pop really, really early. And that's just something I need to learn as well, is like, he's not afraid to pop early because it is full Uber advantage effectively. And look how quickly they rotate like that. They were able to catch Rocket King when he had no idea. Like, he knew that push was coming because he had Uber disadvantage. But it just came so fast. Man, that's nuts. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot that I can learn from that game. I mean, just seeing an Uber like that pop so early, like, I tend to wait till the last second to pop my Ubers. And it's too greedy. That's why I end up dropping Ubers or dropping people. It was just like that's something I noticed him is like, yeah, he's not afraid to pop a little bit early, which gives his team like full confidence to W at the chokes. That's good. And the survivability too. But it's a little bit laggy. I wish it wasn't so laggy because I could see more of the projectiles coming in on him and stuff.